Hi, Tamara. Carolyn first here's what happened in Carolyn Talks podcast. Thank you so much for talking with us today. So my question has to do with religion. So we know that Whitney grew up in the church, and her upbringing in the church was foundational to her relationship with Cissy. And having that, and we know for a lot of Black people, like a lot of our R&B singers started in the church, and the transition from church to Hollywood and to the music industry is one that a lot of Black people struggle with. And I think for Cissy and Whitney, that was a big challenge in their relationship, especially as Whitney became more popular. Can you talk about the relationship that you and Naomi developed on screen, and working with Kasi to discuss this progression of Whitney's career and how you went about approaching it, playing Cissy, but then also someone having that knowledge of Whitney as a fan and as an observer?
Yes, the gospel component and growing up in church was, very, very prevalent in their lives. As you all know, Cissy first started singing with her siblings and singing gospel. And when she segued into singing secular music, it was a very push-pull for her personally. And so when Whitney came along and, grow up singing in the church, and Cissy, coached her even in the gospel, and making that decision to step into secular music, initially Cissy resisted. She held Whitney back for several years. Whitney was ready to go at 15, and Cissy was like, no. And so when it came time for her to step in and move into, the music business, Cissy shared with her, and I shared with Naomi, it's a hard business. You've got to be prepared. You've got to work hard, but always your anchor is Jesus, and I think that Whitney, carried that with her, despite her challenges, despite drug addiction, despite the ups and downs of this business. I think Whitney always kept her connection with God, and however that looked like at any particular time was different. But I think there was always that connection, and with Cissy, always that connection. And, even as I talk about it, I get a little emotional, because when Whitney passed away, I'm convinced that Cissy's heart broke, and how she continued to move forward is only through her faith. And I think about my mom, because I lost a sister at the age of 37. And when I think about what my mom experienced and what she went through and how she moved through that to keep going, I think that's only a matter of faith, only a matter of true faith. And I think that's what carried them through their entire lives. And so I hope that faith is infused in the movie as well.
Great. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Absolutely.